It's an action movie, and it's in a world that doesn't exist. So how you're going to make that for the money you have is, very hard to understand. So very early on we knew we needed to access costumes that weren't going to cost us. Turned out there was only one person to talk to, which was Ian, and it turns out that there was no one more obsessional or more knowledgeable, or really we couldn't have made the film without Ian. He had all the costumes, all the German costumes, all the Allied costumes. He had all them in different regiments. He knew where they fought, where they died, what colour badges they had. He knew what underpants they wore. He loves that whole world. And it became very apparent early on that it wasn't a case of just hiring a few costumes from him. We probably needed to get him and his son and most of his crazy friends as well to come and do the costumes. I think there were some weeks where they didn't sleep at all. Certainly there was a few nights on night shoots there where all of the costumes had to be washed that night, where I know for sure that Ian and his son didn't sleep for about 3 or 4 nights getting stuff done. So like most parts of the film, it required obsessional people to get the job done, and we found them.
This is a daytime scenario, guys. I'll just take you to the Red House nighttime scenario.
Clayton Jauncey designed my first film. He's kind of one of those guys, he's got a little bit of magic about him. Clay and people that work for him become very dedicated.
You really work from the ground up. You work sort of ground plans that help sort of plan the sort of real estate that you need to sort of propel the characters through, and also think about the sort of physical length of time that scenes need to take and how you need to get an actor from A to B, and then you build a basic architecture, and then you're sort of adding layers of stuff that help reflect the mood and the colours and the other elements from there. Volunteers who have been fabulous. They're very keen on the project. It's a local story, and they've been immensely sort of sympathetic and very, very proactive in their help for us. We've had producers of all levels helping us out, bagging sandbags. A very distinct feature of World War I trenches. It's hard to estimate, but I think we've used 10,000. I think we've used every sandbag now that we've filled. Soldiers would get parcels from home, so we've had people out helping to knit things for us, and also like a lot of the letters are all handwritten, and finding people who have that old hand script that are able to write letters for us and helps with the graphics and things like that to sort of give that sort of air of authenticity.
Hair and makeup's a really important thing on a film, because that's where all the actors log first thing in the morning. Often it's 4:30, 5 in the morning, or in our case, 5 weeks of the 7 weeks were night shoots. So people were tired, so knackered.
About some lady in Central Station.
Oh, I think that one stays between all of us.
Ginger and Tiffin just compared my addiction to Red Bull to heroin.
Really?
My goal goes to 11. Most only go to 10, but mine goes to 11.
Keeping the mood up on a film set is really a massive part of the whole picture, and a lot of people on the film were so positive that allowed me to be grumpy when I needed to be, and allowed other people to kind of run things the way they needed to run them.
Hang fly for a second here, and should be this any minute.
Gory bits and blood and all that stuff, it's makeup. It should be makeup. So I was really pleased when Shane came in. He said, well listen, there's a lot of blood, a lot of guts. And he said, look, I know this guy who's got, you know, some arms and some legs and some guts and some things. And look, I think, just personally, look, not many people do it this way. I just think we get a couple of boxes of body parts and pieces, and I'll just bring it with me and bring buckets of blood, and you know, that way we'll just do it on the day.
Where's Ollie? Mate, that was great. Note from Jazz is, when you yell, twice as loud, twice as long.
Woodward! Woodward! Captain Woodward, get up!
We're firing the mines Thursday morning, just before dawn.
That's in 36 hours.
You'll be firing the Hill 60 and Caterpillar mines. McBride, you'll have the backup exploders.
I'm playing Oliver Holmes Woodward, who is a young miner originally from Tenterfield, I believe, and he is at first he's reluctant to go to war and be a soldier. He sent a number of feathers in the mail which make him feel a little strange, and then eventually he goes over because there's a call out for miners, and he's an expert in mining and explosives.
From very early on, David and I always wanted the Woody character to be an everyman character, not to be obviously a hero. And I'm really pleased now, as I look at the rushes and cut the film, that the Woody that we meet in the film is really, you know, at times he's like Charlie Chaplin. He's kind of a klutz, and he develops a strength. I'm very, very happy with his performance, and not just his performance in the film, but the stamina that was required to play that role up in Townsville was incredible. And he was there all day, every day, in every scene, from 5 in the morning, or often from 5 in the afternoon till 5 in the morning.
I might just stay in my uniform over the weekend. Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
We get in underneath Hill 60 bar.
Yeah, yeah. Well done, gents.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, guys.